I'm Chris with CJM Industries. In this video, I'm going to show you how to install our rear diffuser on a MK8 Golf R. Our diffuser bolts on to the factory valence here. We're just extending the existing fins, essentially. We just changed the profile so you can change the look of the car without replacing the entire valence. The other nice thing about this solution is that you don't have to worry about an aftermarket valence that might not fit with other aftermarket exhaust setups. So this car has OEM tips on it still. But if you go to an aftermarket exhaust, sometimes you got to make sure that the way that they built their spacing and everything is going to work with the valence you're looking to run. This is a simple bolt-on solution that only covers the middle section here, and then we include a spat for the outside edges to make this look like it all belongs. And it'll also fit with a variety of exhaust systems as long as they work with a factory valence. This is made with a 9mm thick plastic. It's got a light texture to it. It's probably what I would call semi-gloss. So it doesn't perfectly match the gloss of the Golf R specifically, but we do make our skirt and lip out of the same material, so you can have a whole package that fits and matches all the way around the bottom edge of the car. And it's also going to provide a little bit of protection because this will look better than gloss black will over a couple years if it's not PPF'd, because you're going to get rock chips and such at that bottom edge of the car, especially the rocker and the front end. The diffuser's not as common of an issue, but we like to make it match. It's also UV stabilized, so you don't have to worry about it fading. This is a quick install. We only need a 1/4-inch drill bit and a couple Torx bits. When you receive this, it's going to be flat. You're just going to have to slide the fins onto the base plate. So if you look at the base plate, there's countersunk holes that'll identify the bottom. And then you're going to put the part of the fin that has a hole in it towards the bottom here and slide that on. That should align with that brass thread. I can put one of these screws in there. I'll just do this by hand first to make sure I get it threaded before I tighten it. And you can repeat that for the other ones and you're ready to go. This part is pretty easy, but if you're doing it alone, you should probably use clamps or something to hold it in place. This is the thing that I see most people get wrong installing any of our diffusers, is they don't put enough pressure pushing this up into the valence and forward to keep the fins tight, and over time they start to see them sag because it's not pushing up against where it should be. These squeeze clamps are really convenient if you're working alone because you can tighten them with one hand. I'm just going to line this up, and I can use the fins on our diffuser to align with the fins on the OEM valence. I'll get at least 2 on there. I'm going to leave them slightly offset from the fins just so I have access to that back hole. I can push this forward, make sure that we're tight, and again, check my alignment left-right. All right, and it is important to drill this and bolt it on in a certain order. So we're going to drill the center 2 fins first, the hole closest to the exhaust. I'm using a 1/4-inch or 6mm drill bit. I'm going to throw a bolt in that first hole. I'll do the same thing with this one. I'm going to put pressure on the back here, push it forward as well as up tight to the valence. With those first 2 bolts in place, I'm actually going to tighten those at this point. We are using a flange serrated nut here. It's going to bite into the plastic pretty well. So generally you don't need a wrench on the back side. You can just hold a finger there and tighten this up. You want to be gentle, don't over tighten it because you're going through plastic on plastic. I have this on the lowest torque setting. Now that it's held in place, we can start with the rest of the holes. We're going to do the same thing on the outside too. We'll do one side at a time. Again, we're going to make sure that we're pushing up and forward and drill the back hole and then put a bolt in place. I'll do the same thing on this side. I have the front row bolts in place now, the ones closest to the exhaust. I'm going to pull the small Torx screws out of the fins now. We're going to remove the fins so we can install the other bolts. Pull our fins off. You'll see our second row of countersunk holes here. These are going to go again into the bottom of the fins. Because this is already held in place where it belongs, we don't need to do anything applying pressure forward, but you do want to push up just so your hole ends up in a good spot and it's not pulling the valence around. And I could just throw a bolt and nut on each of these as well. The inside of this fin from the factory valence is pretty narrow. If you can't fit your fingers in there, you can just drop the nut in place. If you keep an eye out from below, you can slide it in place with one finger, and then you can thread your bolt into it. That way you're not trying to fish a nut onto the bolt from below here. I don't know if you can hear that in the microphone. I'm filming this at 11 p.m. There's a fox outside yelling. And I'll just tighten these rear bolts. All right, we can reinstall our fins now. You'll notice that they are a lot tighter because the rear bolt is pulling the base plate up into the valence. You want to make sure they're all the way on so that you get your fin screw back in place. That's all there is to it for the center section. Let's do the side spats next. For our spats, we do have a left and a right. So you'll see countersunk holes are going to be on the bottom. This wider part of the spat is towards the back of the car. We got 2 points that we're going to reference. It's going to be the edge of the wheel well, where the fender liner is. You got a flat spot there. We're going to be mounting on this bottom flat part that's basically in plane with the ground. And then the inside edge of the valence where the exhaust cutout starts, that's going to be our other corner that we use to reference for our spat position. This is going to be still the glossy part of the valence, and if you're looking at it, you'll see it just kind of ends at a corner here. So I'm going to hold this up like this, countersunk holes facing down. I'll go flush at the wheel well, and then make sure my inner edge here is also flush with the edge of the exhaust cutout. All right, I have the position I want. I'm going to put a clamp on here again. With 2 clamps holding that on, I can do some final adjustment here, get this where I actually want it. I'll come around and look from the side here just to make sure this is actually flush with the wheel well, because that's the part you will see. Back here, as long as you have clearance to your exhaust tip, you'll be fine. But I think it does look the best if you go flush to the inside edge where the exhaust cutout starts in the valence. Since I have a clamp on either end, I'm going to drill my center hole first. Same as the center section, this is going to be a 1/4 inch or 6mm drill bit. And I want to drill my back one first because this is the most visible part of this once installed. Make sure we're flush on the wheel well side and then flush on the inside. This is a pretty narrow flat spot, so you want to make sure that you're not kicking this too far in where you're going to drill through the edge of that flat area. All right, now we can do the back one. And we will still have a little bit of adjustment there depending on the drill size that we used. So I'll just make sure that I'm flush with the exhaust cutout. Now the only thing that's different with this rear position, we include a black plastic spacer. This is going to go between the spat and the valence. That'll kick the rear edge down so that it ends up more in plane with the rest of the diffuser. So my bolt's going through the spat, through the spacer, and then into the valence, and I'll put my nut on the inside. This one's probably the hardest to reach. That's all there is to it. We could do the other side and we wrap this up.